epfl 響 Neuchâtel 嘅大樓 École City。École City 珍稀今日1月30號響 École City 舉行博士公開答辯 public defense， 亦即是係畢業典禮。CSEM 瑞士研究中心，珍稀就喺呢度搞研究。現在出邊落大雪，大樓入邊溫暖如春。珍稀在公開答辯前做準備。微光學元件系統和應用，瑞士人編製，主編，中國人翻譯和校正。cafeteria 飯堂，一陣間 public defense 公開答辯之後，就喺呢度舉行一個小小嘅 party。電視屏幕顯示，珍稀今日舉行公開答辯 public defense。
Attends, 5 minutes, on prend un café ou un truc, il n'y a pas encore 5 minutes
Ouais, pour monter.
On finit de... Non, mais alors on finit de discuter du projet peut-être. Yeah,
真係做準備工作。簽名。
Previously, yes. It's always like that. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
You making a movie?
Yes, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we work in USA.
Yeah, I know.
I understand the foreigner is not easy, you know. I work, yeah. I got my PhD to
92?
91.
91.
Yeah, 24 years. And then I was a postdoc in University of Wisconsin in United States. And then now I work for the Department of Agriculture, you know, for federal, you know, employment, you know, scientist over there. But my major is genetics, plant pathology, completely different from hay.
Yeah, but it's a very popular topic now. Life science. It's a very biology, very popular topic.
Yeah, a lot of Russian in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are very smart.
Yeah, my collaborators.
Yeah, his classmates. Is the
one of my classmates.
is the Russian.
I think he was
Always,
First place.
she always a competition with him.
that
with
was
the
Yana.
mathematics
Yana Melasheva.
in the high school.
Yeah, he was a real competitor. Yeah.
They got the dual champion, the one-time mathematics competition. Yeah, two champion because they score the same.
Okay.
It's is there any possibility to help him get some a postdoc or more working experience? Yeah.
We were trying to apply for financing for postdoc for for different subjects. This was not accepted for many for several reasons.
Yeah, so he had to.
真希嘅教授 ，Hi。I want to interview you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Can you describe the Hey?
Hey, so I'm Nicolas Grandjean. I was a PhD supervisor, official PhD supervisor. Actually, Xi mainly worked with Dr. Dmitry Boyko, and I was the official representative of epfl. So I have to take care of Xi and to be sure that everything was going well. And I must say that I was very impressed by the work of Xi. He did a lot of things, and you will see in a few minutes how much he did in this field. Very nice work.
Thank you for your tutoring. 真希就喺呢個講台度準備發表佢嘅演說，進行公開答辯 （public defence）。嚟參加佢呢個 public defence 公開答辯嘅教授、同學、學生。右邊呢個呢，就係佢嘅教授 epfl 嘅教授 Graduation， 中間呢個呢，係佢嘅研究中心嘅 boss， 老闆係來自俄國嘅，佢嘅教授係嚟自法國嘅。嚟參加真希答辯嘅教授、同學、老師。
Public defense. I must say that actually I was the official PhD supervisor, but the guy who actually took care of is Dr. Dmitry Boyko, and he will probably give a few words at the end of the presentation. So let me start with the title of the presentation, which is Perspective of Active Atomic Clock based on one block neutron laser with medium vapor cell centrifugal absorber. And we are here because actually Xi gave a nice talk, a nice presentation last December, the 17th of December, and he impressed the jury in such extent that actually he successfully passed the exam, and this is why he is here today to present his work on this very, very tricky and tough subject. So he actually gave a presentation in front of the jury composed of Professor Moser from epfl, acting as the president, Elie Capon was the internal expert, Professor Miletti, and Dr. Smetani, and me and Dr. Boyko. So a few words about the CV of Xi. He's from the United States, and actually he got a bachelor in science with high honors from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in May 2006. And he also has a minor in math. And then he also came to the epfl to do a few experiments. Few is actually a lot of experiments. And I'm very, very, very happy to be here and to share your presentation. So you have now 45 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zeng, and today I will give my PhD research. The title of this talk is Perspectives of Active Atomic Clock based on low-loss semiconductor laser with medium vapor cell centrifugal absorber, and here is how it will go. I will start with an introduction and motivation for this research. the Moloch atomic clock laser. And then I will present the research that I've done. First, I will begin with the research I've done on alkaline vapor cell absorbers, the modeling that I've made, the new measurements techniques that we've developed, as well as the experimental validations of these models and technique. Then I will present my work on blue wavelength, vertical external cavity surface emitting lasers. Lastly, I will present my research on simulations regarding Moloch lasing. This includes cavity design, including the search for configurations that would give us Moloching, as well as some general issues regarding future work. And finally, I will conclude this talk with a summary of what's been done, including things that will not be presented here due to time and space constraints, as well as future outlooks. Atomic clocks, as you guys know, are highly stable oscillators. They are actually quite important in today's society. And that's because they're important components in a lot of key technologies in modern day. For example, they're used in satellite navigation. And they're also used for timing synchronization of large-scale communication networks. For example, internet, large-scale wireless communications like cell phone services. Now, you may wonder why exactly would atomic clock figure into these applications. And here I will just begin with a very quick explanation of satellite navigation in general. So you have a constellation of satellites. Each of them are periodically broadcasting their onboard position and their onboard time. And now you have, say, for example, a GPS receiver on Earth. And now the distance between the receiver and each individual satellite is different. So this means even if the satellites are broadcasting simultaneously, at any given time on the receiver, you will receive signals with different timestamps. So alkaline vapor cell inserted in the middle. For this research, we want to use rubidium-85, which has significantly larger ground state hyperfine spinning frequency. Now, because it is Moloching, the alkaline vapor cell will have to operate as a saturable absorber. Now, Moloching, I'm not going to go into the basics here, but background. Now let's talk about some of the results that we've produced from this research. One of the things that we're quite proud of in this research is that we came up with a model for predicting the relaxation times, tau G and TS, using three-dimensional vexels have extremely short cavity lengths, on the order of 2 millimeters or less. So this just means that it's completely impossible if you want to place in a conventional alkaline vapor cell inside the cavity. The reason why the cavity lengths are so short is because all these vexels were optically pumped, and they were optically pumped with pulse lasers. And the pulse lasers are essentially too short to allow lasing to build up in the cavity itself. So for us, we were thinking, okay, let's try to bypass this limitation. So what we want to do is, first we start out with a VCSEL in microgravity. We obtain lasing pumping, and then we use injection seeding to inject the light from the VCSEL into the external cavity to obtain lasing in the vexel. So for this research, we enlisted the aid of Dr. Zeng to produce us the microcavity gain chip. And then what we do is we place it in our experimental setup in vexel configuration measurements to describe the gain chips, their gain recovery time, so forth and so forth. So what we need to do now is put them together. So you may think, okay, why not just experimentally build a Moloch laser cavity? Well, the thing is, if you're going to do that, you're essentially working in the blind, because the operating conditions that will give you Moloching.
Thank you very much for this excellent presentation. So, questions? Very basic question. Yes?
Do you have an idea of the final Allen deviation that you might achieve with a realized device?
Unfortunately, no.
I had one question on your measurement of the excited state lifetime of the 420 nanometer transition.
Mm-hmm.
So if I understand correctly, you show here in the right-hand graph the exponential decay. So you detect with your probe laser some exponential decay of the 63 half state population, right? Mm-hmm. So,
Or we think so.
to my understanding, this means that in the beginning, during the double frequency pumping, you need to populate this state in some way. And I did not fully understand how you do this because you're pretty far off detuned with your pump lasers that you're using there.
That's
Could
actually
you comment on the process that populates this excited level?
That's actually one of the discussions that we've had as we were looking at this. We were thinking that it's the changing. We're thinking that once we're pumping into the 5p1/2 state, and it decays, that the system is still not at steady state, and it's this transition from this transient state into the final steady state that where the excited state lifetime of the 6p we have manifests. But we're not. There are some questions on our part as well regarding intermixing, which you would think would not happen, but there are some strange behaviors that we're not quite sure. Definitely not. Yeah.
Sorry? 124 nanosecond, this doesn't match to the 5p1/2 upper state lifetime. But this match to 6p3 upper state lifetime.
Okay, so your argument would be by exclusion of the other explanation. In some sense.
It's one of the not in equilibrium with the probe excitation at 420 nanometers. And immediately you have transit process.
What you're saying is that your 420 probe acts selectively on the epfl 2 ground state only.
No?
And you have taught this.
Probe 420 is always present.
Yeah.
And then at the moment when we switch off the low frequency pumping, so you let, and you have very quick decay of 5p1/2 state, you have initial population at the epfl 2 and epfl 3 level, which is not in equilibrium as it would be under only single frequency excitation at 420.
Okay.
So, and at that moment the transit process occurs, and at the beginning of this transit process you can measure the upper state lifetime.
Was that, yeah?
I have a question about your blocking modulation simulation. So, what model did you use to justify the possibility of mod blocking in your laser with the rubidium cell?
So we used the.
Maybe if you go to the next slide, so there you draw this diagram where you plot that it's feasible, there's no starter mod blocking operation, but so which model did you use and on which parameters did you rely to make this conclusion?
Okay, so our model, we take into account the absorption cross section of the alkaline vapor cell. We also account for the differential gain of the gain shift. But there are also some things here that are very unique to that of the alkaline vapor cell. So, for example, the vapor cell is absorbing at most only two absorption. Only two modes that consist of the optical pulse train. So our model, we also account for essentially the pulse width, because shorter the width, wider the spectrum, and there's a smaller interaction between the optical spectrum and the absorber. We also account for things like recovery time of the absorber as well as that of the gain shift. So these are the things that we use, and that's why experimental measurements was necessary, because that was the only way to confirm some of these characteristics of the alkaline vapor cell. Absorption characteristics, broadening, things like the recovery lifetime, excited state lifetime, And also, in some cases, we also need to know, we need to make sure that the ground state lifetime is, sorry, the ground state relaxation time is not impeding the experiments.
To deliver officially this red the PhD diploma, and I will give the floor to Dimitri, who will actually give a few words, and I'd like to congratulate you and congratulate the doctor.
Thank you.
So I wish to say nice presentation, and today you have seen defense of Zeng of the thesis entitled Perspective of Atomic Clocks based on mod-locked semiconductor laser with rubidium buffer cell saturable absorber. So this is an interesting topic for the epfl, for CSM, and now the interest spreads, especially important in our region, for which watches clocks, atomic clocks, historically important. And I should say that the work was very difficult. When we started, it was not evident that it will be a success. We started directly from trying to put some parameters to house new model for mod blocking of a mod block laser. And then we understood how much we do not understand, how much we do not know. And essentially, the hard work of XE during 4.5 years allowed to establish a concept. Unfortunately, we didn't test it in the experiment, so this is the next step, but at least the concept has been established. And well done.
Of course. First of all, I actually want to say that Dr. Boyko is actually too kind. I think this work could actually do a lot better. There were quite a few false starts, but I think we've worked through it through hard work and a lot of headache. But I think we've made through them. I think I would like to thank Professor Guanzhang for the opportunity to work with him, especially under the first 1.5 years. He was very generous in sharing the resources of his laboratory for the work on free natural vessels, as well as recently when we were working on injection locking experiments. That was key work from Professor Guanzhang's laboratory. I'd like to thank Dr. Boyko for his guidance. He most definitely was the most important person in this research. Without him, I don't think I can make through it. I don't think I can make it through a lot of these experiments. It was amazing how I could run into dead end and he can just, tease out a solution from seemingly a hopeless situation. So I'd like to thank Dr. Boyko wholeheartedly for his support. I'd like to thank my colleagues at CSEM. They were very important in allowing this research to flourish. I know I probably stepped on quite a few toes because of all the equipment I've had to borrow from everyone over the last 4 years, as well as competing with them on using some software resources. But I really like you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy my company as well. Because without people like Jacques, without people like Laurent, or Stefan, in the first 2-3 years, it definitely would have gone a lot harder. A lot of experiments would not have been finished as quickly as they have done. And lastly, I'd like to thank the epfl colleagues for helping me on a lot of some administrative things, on things we work, as well as our other colleagues, and of course I'd like to thank all of you for coming today, for showing support. this work would not have been possible without a lot of you. And I don't think I can properly convey my gratitude. So thank you all. This PhD degree is as much as yours as it is mine. So thank you.
To say yet. So I'm certain that experience you gain at the Meridian building of the Cantonment Observatory of Neuchâtel will never escape from your memories. But still, I think, and it will serve you as a very useful tool, but I would like to give you a manifestation of that you can show to anybody. So, Dr. Zeng will be written on it, okay? Dr. Zeng, and definitely you know that it was on meridian, but also it contains a latitude of your office place, which is 47 degrees, 0 minutes, 0 second north. So this is Swiss too. And
CSEM 同事送嘅瑞士軍刀，上邊仲刻印住 Dr. Zeng 47 degree north， 意思係珍稀博士嘅辦公室響北緯47度。
Also, this certainly will remind you nice evening with the sector.
Okay. Well, up there.
Dr. École 實驗室老闆代表全體人員送俾曾博士嘅當地嘅葡萄酒。
And yes, and this is words from everybody in this sector.
Thank you.
教授、老闆同同事嘅簽名，以及對珍稀博士嘅期望、祝福語。
We will have an apparel up in the cafeteria. We brought drinks and some snacks. So feel free to go up to the fourth floor. And my parents will help me set up.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's a video. Hi.
And you're now currently in the final. Don't worry.
公開答辯之後，珍稀獲得咗博士學位。依家大家上嚟餐廳食一啲小嘢，開個小 party。
So you're all students postdoc?
No, engineers.
Engineers. Oh. So you work here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just over here. Beautiful.
I hope this is. It's more like I used to do words.
Oui, t'avais un jour, ça va être...
Oui, oui.
The fifth paper is even done? Or that's like the last... For the next step in life?
I need to start
Yeah.
praying for that. I've been sick. You can still hear it from my voice now.
Yeah, you still hear it, but it'll be alright. I mean, yeah. So, did you already plan some hikes? Because now that you're a doctor,
Yeah.
you can go into the mountains again.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
Next week also, probably on Thursday, we'll be with friends, so you should come.
I want to make it for now.
Yeah, you should.
Where are you from?
I'm Dutch. I'm from the Netherlands.
Oh, Dutch. Oh, okay.
Sweden.
Holland.
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 Okay, how about you?
From Switzerland.
Oh, from
Ah, you are the local.
Yes, exactly.
Real Switzerland. Okay.
My major is fungal genetics, life science. Yeah. So I have no idea what you're doing. But my husband, major is physics.
Now the electronics. Yeah.
But for me, some people say you are
Hear of the great works of Dr. C in the future, of course. We will definitely. So, okay. Yeah.
Jamais t'amener à cet endroit que je te montrais. Ça peut Ah, ok.
Écoute, en moyenne, c'est combien?
My husband wants to visit your lab and take a picture with the possible.
Oh, yeah.
So you are open, the university open, and anyone can get in. And
Well, I'll come with you. I mean, that's sometime next week, before they leave.
yeah, my major life science. I don't know, but my husband major electronics. So he said, "Oh, I want to take a look, and compare."
Yeah, my major is electronics.
Yeah, my major genetics completely different.
My under degree bachelor is the physics. The major is physics.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
so
you
just.
for.
Can you describe his work?
Describe.
Yeah, his job, his project.
Yeah, so he was going in very details of the things. Sometimes he did not understand, but he was very careful to go into details, especially as far as concerned for the interpretation of the experiment. So I think that he's, as experimentalist, he's very careful.
Okay.
Yeah, so he do things that he understood can be realized. Okay? So
So what's the future of this concept clock?
yes. So the future, we are trying now to discuss with the colleagues. We were just here from University of Neuchâtel. The possible continuation of this work. So this will be the collaboration between CSM and the University of Neuchâtel. Trying to experimentally realize this type of clocks.
Oh, I see. Thank you for your interview.
Thank you.
For the past 18 years, your life's been pretty smooth. Let's take a moment and reflect on all you've had to do. You've rolled out of bed and strolled to the living room and watched Cartoon Network while your mom made waffles for you. Your laundry was magically clean.
Take the picture. Take the picture. Yeah. Okay.
ATM machine. Your life's biggest worry was what to wear to the prom, and your only regret was that incident with the stink bomb. Do you hear that subtle sound? It's the sound of reality about to slap the taste out your mouth. Now you're on your own. You should be scared, but we can tell you don't care Why don't you care? You should be frightened. You're young and now you're free. The world is your oyster. We have no clue what that means, but let us paint a picture of your future.
You're gonna eat a lot of Hot Pockets, and you're thinking that sounds great. Well, get back to us in 6 months when you've had 378. As soon as you move out, you know what your parents are gonna do. They're gonna turn your bedroom into an exercise room that they never use. And you won't use lockers in college. And this might be a total bummer. There are no yearbooks either. You'll actually have to say, have a great summer. Do you feel that gentle breeze?
It's the Category 5 hurricane of adulthood about to hit you upside the head with a tree.
Now you're on your own. Don't screw this up. You're on your own. Good luck.
No.
You're gonna need it.
Like yesterday, I was still a bit. I will see you next week.
Excuse me.
Oh, hi. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
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 Sure you don't need a handwood. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Good night.
1 week or?
This is Thursday.
Okay.
We are leaving from the Zurich.
Okay.
Leave here with next Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So enjoy your time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Enjoy.